Sulphur Springs 2026. Man, I said last year I wouldn't do another 100-miler, but what can I say? I'm a liar. So we're about 2 weeks out from the race. The taper is just starting, so today I'm doing a leg day. So I figured I'd show you some of the training that I've been doing, as well as give you kind of like an overview of what my training has been like leading up to this race. So I've put together a really good training block this year. I think I'm in the best shape of my life. Statistically, I'm faster, my heart rate is lower at steadier paces, I'm stronger on my lifts, and I also think I'm just more experienced mentally with respect to these races. So I've learned a lot in my past experiences. I've had some time to kind of reflect and digest everything. So yeah, I'm excited leading up to this race. I feel like I'm right where I need to be in my training, because right now I feel like I need to start tapering. I do feel pretty fatigued just from like all the overall training. So that's exactly where I need to be 2 weeks out from the race. But now the scary part is actually tapering for me. I've had my foot on the gas ever since November, and it's a little weird for me to start tapering, but nevertheless, you got to do what you got to do. So yeah, today I'm doing a leg day. I'll show you some of the exercises that I usually do for my leg day when I'm kind of in season. So typically what I like to do for legs, I'll start off with a warm-up, maybe do like 5-10 minutes of skipping and some dynamic stretching, some air squats, just really to get the blood flowing and make sure that everything's kind of moving smoothly. I'm getting older, so warm-ups are super important. From there, I really like to start off my leg day with 3 sets of 12 of curtsy step-ups on a bench. I love this exercise. Just one thing to note, it's really important to take all the momentum out of it, so don't be bouncing off of your bottom foot. But I love this exercise for a couple reasons. One, it really does train your balance incredibly. It really hits your hips, your glutes, your hamstrings at the bottom, all the way up to your quads at the top, and as well as your soleus, your bottom calf muscle, especially at the bottom. But after I do 3 sets on each leg of that, I like to do 4 sets of reverse deficit lunges. I think they're really good for runners because, again, you're using one leg at a time. You do have your foot in like a nice flexed position, so I find I get my toes worked out, like the bottom of my feet will be sore. It has a really good range of motion, so you're hitting like all your muscles in your legs. Oh, a little sloppy there. Man, those things suck. Once I'm done with those 4 sets on each leg, I like to do 3 sets of sissy squats with the barbell. I like these because once again your foot is in a flexed position, so you are getting some toe work in there. You're also getting some good balance, and it's got a big range of motion, so I like to hit the quads as well. I think especially for Sulphur Springs, there's lots of those rolling downhills which destroyed my quads last year. So and then I also like to do 3 or 4 sets of single leg calf raises. I do it on a step because once again, range of motion is king for me. My workouts aren't very complex. I'll hit 4 exercises, maybe 5 exercises, and I'll hit them hard. If I'm on and I'm sharp and I'm just going, I can get this done in 1 hour, no problem. And it really just hits everything that I need. All right, we're 9 days out from race day. Today I'm doing an upper body lift. So basically I'll be doing bench press, pull-ups, some face pulls, and some dips. Super simple. All my workouts are super simple. I'll be doing 4 exercises today. Start off with a really good warm-up. I like to foam roll my lats, do some band work, and then I like to do some, I don't even know what it's called, but I basically hang on the bar and try and kind of retract my shoulder blades and get into that position that you're in when you're benching. And then from there, I'll just like slowly warm up on the bench. I'll do the bar, 25 on each side, 45 on each side, 185, 225, 265, and then I'll go up to 285. That'll be my working sets for today. And in between each set, I'll be doing pull-ups. So I do set of bench press, set of pull-ups, and rotate, so on and so forth. I'll do 5 working sets of each, and then I'll move on to like the dips and the face pulls at the end. Probably just do 3 sets of each. All right, I'm chalked up, ready to do my last warm-up set. So this is 265. I usually do 2 reps, and then I'll rest 3 to 4 minutes before I get to my first working set, which is usually 285. I usually do 285 for 5 sets of 3 reps. And that's it. So that felt pretty good. Boom, 285 loaded up. All right, here we go. First working set, 285, 3 reps at least. Let's see if I can get that 4th. Whew. All right, I messed up the bar path there on my 3rd. I know I wasn't gonna hit the 4th, so we'll keep it cool for the 1st, and we'll leave it at 3 reps. So after that first set of bench, I'll now do a set of pull-ups, and then I'll rest 5 minutes after my pull-ups before I hit my next set, and so on and so forth. That's the beauty of having a home gym. You can just hog the bench, hog all the equipment, nobody waiting for you. All right, set number 5, my last set for today. Let's see if we can still hit 3 reps. Had to really try there, but we got it. Ugh. Near the end of my workout, look at who came to join me. Monkey, say hi. You want to train, Monkey? You want to train? Let's go, Monkey. Opa. Hi there, Monkey. Oh, hey, again. Oh, hey, again, Monkey. Ooh, haymakers all day.
Bob.
Bob. You want to punch Bob? Monkey punch. Oh, hey, again. Oh, hey. As finishers, I like to do dips, like really slow on the way down, just like trying to stretch. Really, I'm trying to like rip my pecs apart at the bottom, and really trying to get like a crazy range of motion. That's how I like to finish these days off. Mwah! So I like to go nice and slow all the way down and just feel that crazy stretch at the bottom. For these, I don't even count the reps. I don't care about the reps. I just go until I probably can't do another rep. And again, really just focusing on like that crazy stretch at the bottom. That's it. So usually I'll do 3 sets of dips to finish and 3 sets of face pulls to finish. Ajde, kako radiš squat? Yes, Monkey.
Mama.
Yes. Yes, Monkey. Yes, yes.
Mama.
Monkey. Samo pazi. So as you can see, I like to write down how many reps I've hit so I can compare week over week if you want to just come here. So today I did 285 on bench. I did 5 sets of 3, 15 reps total. Pull-ups, I did 6 sets for 65 reps total. So for my running training, leading up to this race, I put together like a really good block. Really, I think I'm in the best shape of my life in terms of running, in terms of lifting, just mentality, where I'm at with like my experience from the previous races and how I can kind of put everything together this year. So with respect to running training, really I started maintaining October, November. I was just kind of maintaining at around 80 kilometers a week and still lifting maybe 3 times a week or so. Once December came, I started to bump up my mileage. I was hitting about 90 to 95 kilometers per week at the end of December. Then first week of January, I started right away with 100 kilometer weeks. So if you look at my Strava, from January all the way up to this point in May, I have not missed a single week of hitting my mileage. I've had no deload weeks. I've basically just started at 100 kilometers a week. I did that for about 4 weeks to build up like a nice base. And then I slowly started to bump it up by 5 kilometers a week. So I went 105, 105, 110, 110, and so on and so forth. So my peak week was last week, or the week before, I'm not sure. I hit 135 kilometers per week. And then 3 weeks out, I dropped it to 105 kilometers a week. And then this week is kind of my taper week. So I'll probably put together maybe 70 kilometers a week. And I'll still lift probably 4 times this week. So for my running training, I took every Monday off in April and I would go to the Sulphur Springs course. So I ran 4 50K runs. So just to give you like kind of an example of what some of like my 4 peak weeks leading up to this race would look like. So Monday I would go and I would run 50 kilometers on the course. And then Tuesday for lunch, I would hit legs, as crazy as that sounds. And then at nighttime of that Tuesday, I'd kind of run probably about 12 kilometers. And then Wednesday, I would hit 18 kilometers. And in the evening, I would lift upper body. So that would round me out to about 80 kilometers by Wednesday, plus 2 weightlifting sessions. So I really like to kind of front load my mileage and my workouts to try and maximize the amount of time that I'm lifting during the week, so then my weekends can be kind of spent with my family a little bit more. Thursdays, I'd probably run like a half marathon to like 25K, and probably something similar on Friday. And then Saturday, I would either usually just run like a 10 or 12K during the day and maybe hit some legs at night. And then Sunday, I like to leave for my like upper body day. So that's like, Sunday is kind of like my de facto rest day, where I'll just like do bench and pull-ups and just like really just hit the weights hard, but it's also like enjoyable. So it's not like, it doesn't feel like too much work per se. So that's how I structure my weeks leading up to it. Again, averaging about 125 to 130 kilometers a week, and 4 weightlifting sessions if everything goes as planned. And then next week is race week. So I'll really just kind of try and take it easy. I have the entire week off to take care of my little boy. So I'll probably, I don't even know if I'll do like real solo runs. I'll probably just take the stroller and go for long walks with maybe a little bit of, jogging mixed in. But really the goal for race week is just to kind of rest as much as possible. So all that to say, my running training leading up to this race has been amazing. I've been sick. So like I was sick all of January. It was a super cold winter. I still didn't miss any of my mileage. I don't run on treadmills, so I was out there. We had some really, really cold and windy days this year. I remember one of the runs was like -30 outside with 50 to 60 kilometer gusts of wind. I was also sick pretty much all of April. Again, didn't miss any mileage. Usually when I'm sick, what I'll do is I'll prioritize my running. So I might miss a weight session or 2. I like to lift weights 4 times a week, but in those times when I'm sick, I'll drop it to like 2 times a week. Maybe I'll only hit 1 weight session a week. As long as I hit my running, then I'm kind of good, With that said, I should probably take a little bit more rest. I don't really have any planned rest days. I'll probably take a rest, like a full rest day, maybe once every like 4 to 6 weeks. Otherwise, I count like my rest days as like a day where I'll get like a 12K run in, or maybe a day where I'll only lift upper body. But I mean, I just enjoy training. I like training hard, and it works for me. So we'll see what the race turns out to be. As for my actual plan and goals for this race, so last year I finished in like 27 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. My goal this year is to finish sub 24 hours. I think it's super realistic for me. Honestly, like where my training's been at, I know in my heart I can get a sub 24-hour finish. That's like kind of like my big goal. Last year I was well on my way to get a sub 24-hour finish, but then I just kind of blew up. So I remember last year I finished the first half of the race. So the first 80K I did in 10 and a half hours, and then pretty much walked the majority of it. The big mistake that I did last year, and for anybody watching this who's doing Sulphur Springs, don't underestimate the downhills. So the downhills are nice and rolling, and you can really finish those fast. So last year I was like, oh man, I'm gonna catch up a bunch of this time. And so I was just like plowing the downhills, running them really hard. And I remember in the moment, I was like, man, I'm running a lot faster than I should be, but I was like, it feels great. So like, why wouldn't I? But then later on, 80K, 100K in, my quads were just shot. Like it literally hurt to walk. So I would say just take it easy on the downhills. Don't get lost in the sauce, and just start bombing the downhills like I did. So that was a big lesson that I learned last year. Another thing that I think I didn't do very well is fueling. And this is a problem that I do in pretty much all my races. I get to a certain point where I'm just over it. I don't even care. I don't want to eat. I don't want to do anything. And so if you don't fuel, you have no energy. So I end up just zombie marching. So this year I'm going to really just try and make sure that I'm consuming calories. I have a kind of a new approach this year, and I've been testing it out in my training so far, and that's using maple syrup. So I have like these 150 milliliter soft flasks, and I just fill them up with maple syrup, and I can pound back like 500 calories of maple syrup easy, and it's pretty gentle on the stomach, and I love the taste. So it's much nicer than having to eat gels. So all that to say, my goal is sub 24 hours in this race. If I don't get it, that's fine, as long as I get the finish. So I really have like an A goal. My A goal is sub 24 hours, and my B goal is just finish the damn race. My training philosophy for weights is super, super simple. So I'll have an upper body day and a lower body day. And for both of those days, I'll do 4 exercises maximum. And now all of my exercises are compound lifts, and I like to hit the compound lifts heavy. I hit them heavy and I hit them hard, and I don't like to waste time. So you'll never see me doing bicep curls ever, or any isolation exercises. All of my weightlifting sessions, whether it's upper body or lower body, it's always compound lifts. And to be completely honest with you, half of the time, my upper body days are literally just 2 exercises. Just bench and pull-ups. I'll do 6 sets of bench, 6 sets of pull-ups, and that's it. I'm a really, really big proponent of hitting your compound lifts, hitting them hard, and not overcomplicating it with 12 different exercises and doing a whole bunch of stupid exercises like bicep curls. Like, honestly, if you want big arms, do chin-ups. You know, what are you gonna do, 3 different sets of curls? Like, it's just a waste of time, it's stupid, and it doesn't get your body stronger as a unit. Anyways, that's a rant. So that's what my upper body days look like. You don't need fancy equipment, you just need to hit it really hard. So to wrap things up, I'll just say I'm super stoked about Sulphur Springs this year. We'll see what it's like, but my training block has been great. Honestly, the only thing I could have probably done is a little bit more elevation, but again, I've been on that course 4 or 5 times for 50K runs each time, and I've been doing them great. They've been 5 hours, 45 minutes to 6 hours or so, and I wasn't killing myself to make that time. I was going at like a nice pace. So I think I'm in a really good spot. But with these 100-mile races, you never know what's going to happen. So we'll see, man. We're gonna grind it out. We're gonna have some fun, and I'll take you on the trip. So let's go. Good luck to everybody racing. Come say hi to me if you see me, and yeah, let's go get those buckles.